The sacred planet of Beerus no longer breathed with the gentle sigh of cosmic winds. Instead, an invisible heartbeat throbbed through the celestial garden, rippling across crystalline lakes and starlit orchards. Only one living soul remained amid the vast silence: Son Goku. His silver hair shimmered with a light that belonged to no sun, stirred not by breeze but by the universe itself exhaling around him. Eyes like twin lone stars gleamed in the void, reflecting galaxies that had not yet been born. This was no longer the Saiyan warrior the multiverse once knew. This was the origin of life given human shape. High above, Whis hovered in serene stillness, his staff resting lightly against his shoulder. A faint smile curved his lips, the kind that acknowledged the birth of something eternal. His voice floated through the vacuum like the clear note of a crystal bell. Magnificent, God Goku, you have transcended form itself. Ultra Instinct was merely the threshold. What you now embody is Alpha Instinct, the primal instinct of all creation. Goku closed his fists slowly, feeling the rhythm of distant quasars sensing with his pulse. The fabric of reality flexed around his knuckles, as though the cosmos itself leaned in to listen. Yet amid this absolute quiet, a spark of mortal hope flickered in his starlit gaze. Whis, with this power, can I defeat the entity called Kognaki? The angel's smile faded. Gravity settled into his features, heavy as collapsing neutron stars. I cannot say, Goku. Lord Beerus unleashed his full might and was erased from existence. And Kognaki does not fight alone. A fallen angel, Mary, has gifted him the power of absolute erasure. The words struck deeper than any physical blow. Goku's silver aura flickered, just once, as tears welled in his eyes and fell upward, dissolving into streaks of liquid starlight. Beerus, the irritable destroyer who had trained him, mocked him, and ultimately respected him, was now less than dust scattered across the galactic winds. Reality tore open with a soundless scream. A jagged rift of violet-black energy split the sky, bleeding frost that crystallized midair. From the wound stepped a tall, gaunt figure cloaked in the tattered purple robes once worn by Beerus, now stained with the color of dried voids. Kognaki, his eyes were blades forged in the hearts of dead universes. A sneer twisted his lips as he surveyed the silver warrior below. Well now, the little Saiyan shines brighter than I expected. Almost didn't recognize you beneath all that borrowed starlight. He tugged lightly at the collar of the stolen cloak. Nice, isn't it? A souvenir from a god who no longer exists. The ground beneath Goku fractured in perfect concentric rings, each crack glowing with molten silver, pain transmuted into silent flame. Yet Alpha Instinct contained the inferno, compressing it into a core of pure, unshaking power. You will pay for that, Goku said, his voice soft as dawn mist yet resonant enough to vibrate the planet's core. Kognaki's laughter was the sound of collapsing dimensions. There was no warning, no gathering of energy, no battle cry. Goku simply ceased to exist in one place and reappeared in another, his silver fist already buried in Kognaki's face. The impact birthed a shockwave that pulverized mountain ranges into glittering dust and turned the atmosphere into fractured glass. When the debris settled, Kognaki remained upright, cheek unmawed, smile wider than before. Entertaining, truly. But is that the best your new divinity can manage? His hand snapped out, fingers closing around Goku's wrist like manacles forged from event horizons. From his palm oozed a viscous violet-black energy, corrosive as entropy itself. Where it touched Goku's silver aura, the light unraveled, threads of creation dissolving into nothingness. Goku's scream was not of flesh but of essence. Alpha Instinct, the root of all beginnings, was being unmade strand by strand. Feel her touch, Saiyan. This is Mary's gift, not mere destruction. Conceptual obliteration. With a casual flick, Kognaki hurled Goku skyward. The warrior became a comet of silver fire, carving a canyon through sacred peaks and painting the heavens with 1,000 trails of liquid starlight before vanishing beyond the horizon. Kognaki closed his eyes, savoring the echo of his triumph. Memory unfolded like a dark lotus. He stood once more in the ruins of Beerus's palace. The god of destruction blazed with violet Hakai energy, a miniature sun of annihilation forming between his palms. You dare trespass in my domain, filth, Hakai. The sphere detonated, a cataclysm that should have erased 1,000 star systems. Yet a whisper drifted through the chaos, Mary's voice, sweet and poisonous. Nothing is absolute, Beerus. Not even destruction. Rose violet light flooded Kognaki's veins. The Hakai sphere wavered, then unraveled, its destructive essence dissipating like smoke in vacuum. One strike, a single slash that severed the concept of Beerus from reality. No explosion, no death throes, only the slow, silent fall of an empty purple cloak. Kognaki caught it mid-descent, running his fingers over the fabric still warm with divine residue. From that moment, he wore the mantle of a god-shaped shadow. Stone exploded outward in a halo of silver shards. Goku rose from the crater, his aura no longer a mere glow but a living firmament, galaxies birthing and dying within its depths. His eyes held the calm of the first dawn that ever illuminated existence. I understand now. Your power knows only endings. But Alpha Instinct is not merely the instinct to fight. It is the instinct to begin, and beginnings cannot be erased. Kognaki's laughter fractured into manic shards. Philosophy. Let's see how long your pretty words survive my conclusion. Both warriors vanished, space shattered into prismatic fractures as their forms collided. Each punch birthed a newborn universe that lived and died in the span of a heartbeat. Each kick sent ripples through the river of time, aging stars to cinders and rewinding nebulae to protomatter. Goku moved like liquid starlight given will, flowing around Kognaki's strikes, through them, between the atoms of his intent. He did not strike. He became the current that carried destruction back to its source. Kognaki roared, unleashing a tidal wave of violet-black erasure. Goku dove into its heart, body curling like a diver entering water, then exploded upward in a spinning kick that connected with surgical perfection beneath the entity's chin. For the first time, Kognaki staggered. A single droplet of violet ichor fell, hissing where it touched reality, eating a perfect circle through the fabric of space. You drew blood from me. Goku hovered amid an ocean of silver light, arms spread wide. He drew a slow breath, and Alpha Instinct blossomed, an immense flower of creation whose petals were entire timelines. Light poured from him in waves that stitched torn dimensions back together. An ending? No. Kognaki. This is only the beginning. The entity's smile faltered. For the first time since he had stolen divinity, uncertainty flickered in eyes that had witnessed the death of gods. Above them, Whis watched in silence, staff glowing faintly. The celestial garden trembled, not with destruction, but with the labor pains of something new being born. Far beyond the planet's curve, the stolen cloak of Beerus fluttered in a wind that had no source, as though the late destroyer's spirit lingered, waiting to see which instinct would define the next epoch. The instinct to end all things, or the instinct to begin them anew. The battle had only just begun.